Hell in a Cell was just 3 weeks ago. It feels like yesterday. No, it literally does feel like yesterday, even though it's been 3 weeks because we have another pay per view that's coming up this weekend, literally on Sunday, right around the corner. Wow. But other than that, guys, it is TLC time, and these are my predictions for TLC. Now, as for this card, in my opinion, is very lackluster. There's not a lot of things that I'm excited about, except for possibly two matches. And the amazing thing about this is that we actually do have only two championship matches. Not three, not four, but two. And honestly, in my opinion, the main event should not have The Miz in it at all. The Miz should be in his own separate match, defending his title. He has the IC belt, for crying out loud. Can he defend it every once in a while? He shouldn't be in this match at all. And I guess that this is going to be in my mini rant and I'm going to get out the way. But The Miz should not be in the main event at all, because I can just guess what's going to be happening. You got Braun freaking Strowman, the beast among men that eat people for breakfast. And then you got Cesaro and Sheamus, probably one of the best tag teams on Raw to date. But, I mean, besides, of course, Ambrose and Rollins. Yeah, I love Seth and Dean. But other than that, you got those guys being in this match. Do you really think The Miz is going to do anything in this match? No. He's going to sit down and look back and probably get in there every once in a while, take a hit or maybe take a bump. But that's it. He's not going to do much in this match at all. The guy has the IC title, for crying out loud. And yes, I know that he looks good having that belt. But that belt hasn't been defended since he had it. It's been a while since he defended that belt. And that belt has a lot of prestige. And yes, the belt he makes the belt look good, but he hasn't done anything with it. So don't you want him to defend it every once in a while? He should defend it on TLC. At least have another championship match on there. Or have, I don't know, a number one contender, something. But The Miz should not be in the main event, because he's not going to do anything compared to the juggernauts that are already in it. You got Braun Strowman that's in it. You got Kane for some random reasons in it. And then you got Cesaro and Sheamus that are in it. No Miz Taraj. So why is The Miz there? It makes no sense. Sure, you want the Shield to have decent opponents. They are. You got the people I just named. You got them. They're decent people to go up against the Shield. Even though I prefer to have a different faction, but that's just me. Why is The Miz there? He shouldn't be. He should be defending his title on this pay-per-view. Because the titles that are actually being defended here are jokes, except for one. I'm just saying. You got Kalisto versus Enzo freaking Amore. The Cruiserweight title on his pay-per-view card. And you got the women's title too. Those two. Seriously. And for women, I should usually be excited about this. But I'm not. Because the person that I want to win, I doubt will. Because even though I think that Mickie James should be the one going up against Asuka, you're going to have Alexa Bliss, little Pixie Bliss, going up against Asuka. Asuka will annihilate her. Asuka will destroy her within a few seconds. Just like she did Emma all that time ago. She knocked out Emma on a live show. Do you really think Emma can hold up against Asuka after that? As accident prone as Emma is? Come on now. Come on now. If y'all want to have a decent match, or at least make people think that they have an opportunity of winning, make it look that way. It will look so much better if Mickie takes the belt off of Alexa Bliss and goes up against Asuka. Because Mickie James can handle Asuka. Alexa can't. And neither can Emma. And who you picked floors me. I was actually shocked that it wasn't Sasha, because Sasha's the only person on the card that has not gone up against Asuka. Seriously. But other than that, this card is completely lackluster for me. There's not really a lot of interest at all because it's far too predictable. And I really do want to have a match where I don't feel like I have that they'll be really easy to guess. But I feel like that all of these are. Except for one. And honestly, the one that I really is really difficult to kind of measure out for me is the main event. The Shield versus The Miz, Kane, Braun Strowman, and Cesaro and Sheamus. No Miz Taraj. I've already ranted about that, and I'm not getting back into that. But we all know that the Shield has to be triumphant because the Shield, either the Shield is going to break up on this pay-per-view or they're going to break up on the next pay-per-view. There's already rumors talking about how the Shield is going to break up either at Survivor Series or at the next pay-per-view. I think the next pay-per-view probably is Survivor Series. I have no idea. But other than that, they're talking about the possibility of the Shield breaking up at Survivor Series because they're going to have Roman Reigns in the main event going up against Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. And then they're going to have a match between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. So we know they're going to break up. They're not going to get together that long. So for those that are hoping among hope that they go on a few more months, they're not. They're going to break up fairly quickly. So there's a chance that if they actually do break up at Survivor Series, then that means that they're going to be triumphant here. Even though we got some major players in this match, major heels in this match. I don't know why Kane is here. I mean, sure, it was great to have Kane kind of show up as an anniversary to his debut, but him being in this match is pretty random. And I don't know what he's going to do in this match at all, let alone do I care? Not really. Kane, in my opinion, is neutered compared to how he used to be. But honestly, I really do see the Shield winning here. So my vote for that main event actually goes to the Shield. Now, I know I pretty much went into a few matches during this rant. So I've already talked about the women's title. And I guess I go back into it. Who do I think is going to win? I'm hoping now Alexa Bliss. Because like I said, I've already made my rant about that. But other than that, yeah, I think Alexa Bliss is going to probably keep the belt. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But anyway, I made too much of a rant about that. Let's talk about the kickoff match. The kickoff match is going to be Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. We've seen this 1,000 times before. And I really do want this to die. So I'm hoping that Sasha Banks actually does win. To be completely honest with you. Because I do not in any way, shape, or form want to see this continue. But it's supposed to be Sasha versus Nia. We've seen that too. But I don't know. I'm hoping that this doesn't go further. I want this to die. Sasha for the win. Boss for the win to beat up that Ratchet. And yes, I think she has a Ratchet gimmick. I don't like her Ratchet gimmick. But other than that, Sasha for the win. And I cannot believe they're actually doing this, but they are. Drew Gulak is going to have a PowerPoint presentation. He's going to present a WWE Cruiserweight Championship Edition PowerPoint presentation. Whatever that is. And if they're really trying to compete with the Fashion Files, then they're in for a rude awakening. Because the Fashion Files cannot be touched. They are amazing. They're absolutely amazing. They're funny. They're the best segments on the show. If they think they can touch that, guess again, you can't. So I don't really care much about this at all. And I don't think anybody will either. But other than that, I'm going to get into another match. And we got a whole bunch of standalones. I've already talked about the other ones. But anyway. Cedric Alexander and Rick Swann versus the gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. Y'all know my personal crush that I have on Jack Gallagher. I can stare at that man all day and enjoy every bit of it. But every bit of him in every image on my screen makes me so very happy. Because I love him as a heel even more as a babyface. He is more attractive now as a heel than he was as a babyface. My goodness. I'm hoping, and y'all know I'm a villains girl. Y'all know I am all for the villains. I'm all for the heels. So my vote goes to the heels for that reason. They're far more interesting. Far more interesting than Cedric Alexander. And yeah, there are some people that like Rick Swann. He kind of grown on me a little bit, just like how the New Day is growing on me. But I still prefer my heels more. Sorry. Gotta go for Gentleman Jack and the Brian Kendrick for the win. But other than that, oh boy, let's talk about the demons in the room. Sister Abigail, not Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail versus the Demon. Yeah. So you got Bray and Drag versus Finn Balor in face paint or body paint. So the Pumpkin King versus 50 Shades of Bray. I had to go there and say that. I'm sorry. I know that was a cornball move. But here's the big elephant in the room. I ended up finding out a few hours ago, and this may be old news, that Bray Wyatt has viral meningitis. That's a disease that is absolutely no joke. Not only him, Bo Dallas and JoJo has it. So honestly, viral meningitis or meningitis in general is a disease that is no joke. It is debilitating. You're out for weeks. Lord knows how long Bray has been out, but he's not going to be in any condition to perform. So I'm wondering how this is going to go. Is this going to even be a match? I really don't think it's going to be. I think that somehow Sister Abigail is going to rescue him and be like, boop, 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 and he'll be gone. And it'll probably be a no contest. There probably won't be a match at all. Because I don't really see how anybody who has had bacterial or viral meningitis come out after weeks and weeks of sickness. I don't know how anyone can do that and be 100%. I don't know how. So I really don't see that this is going to be a good match, but it would make sense just to make it a teaser. That's just my humble opinion. Just make it a match to where that he comes out regular Bray Wyatt and somehow Sister Abigail, a mysterious woman, comes out of nowhere, rescues him, and he's gone. I am hoping that that's the case. And they can actually have a really good match of Survivor Series. Because anyone with bacterial meningitis or viral meningitis, he had viral, not bacterial. And no, it is not mono. But bacterial meningitis, viral meningitis, or meningitis in general is no joke. It's not a disease to play with. So I don't think it's going to be in good condition to perform. So I'm hoping it's no contest. And that is my prediction. Just saying right there. But other than that, alright. I think I pretty much covered everything else. My rant pretty much covered two of the championship matches. So I think that's pretty much it on the card. And as you can see, yeah, it's a pretty lackluster card. But other than that, y'all, those are my views. Those are my views, my viewpoints, and my little brief rant that I had at the very beginning. Pretty much about everything. But other than that, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Leave in the comments below. Let me know what your predictions are. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace out. I'm going to bed.